All right, you guys, what's going on? This your boy Town Biz. All right, so I thought I would get a live stream in. I thought I would do the 2 for 1, but I think this video is more, well, I'll try to balance it out. But if there's two guys that are taking massive L's as of recent, it is Drake and Fat Joe, because they are not being perceived very well by most fans with common sense. You know, Fat Joe, from him going on Math Hoffa and basically trying to, disrespect black people as a whole when he been eating off black people and black culture for the last 30 years. And then what made the Math Hoffa interview so funny, he said, should I say their names because that would be giving them clout? That was funny, because your whole clout is built off the backs of black people and black artists. So I found that mighty interesting for him to say that. But recently, Fat Joe is still feeling the brunt of his disrespectful remarks towards black people, FBA, and black people in general. Finally people exposed him as a racist, from people like Cuban Links and just other people who basically made it known that Fat Joe been dissing black people as a whole for years. He just uses black people. But he recently did a show in Chicago and they pretty much booed the hell out of him. And I think good. Shout out to Chicago for taking a stand. But the only problem is, I don't know if he was the headliner who was featured on the show, but at the end of the day, if he was the headliner to a certain degree, it's still like sort of you guys kind of cancel each other out, because the best thing for you to do is not show up. Because at the end of the day, if you bought tickets to see him perform, or a ticket to a certain degree, you still put money in his pocket. Now, I don't know if he was the headliner or whatever the case may be, so you still kind of like defeated the purpose. The best thing to do was not be there. Him walk out to perform to empty seats. But the booing, to a certain degree, okay, fine, for the people that showed up. But it's, you still paid to send a message to him. So to a certain degree, it's sort of like he broke even. So you guys have to understand stuff like this. The best way to hurt a dude is through his pockets. Don't put any money in his pocket whatsoever. Don't buy his records. Don't pay to see him perform. Don't pay anything where his name is attached to it, where it can put, income in his pocket and give him revenue. So there you have it. But still, shout out to the people in Chi-Town for, taking a stand against him. Now, as far as Drake go, there's some people actually online defending him. But finding out more information as you dig deep into this lawsuit, and you hearing that basically he tried to say, I'm not going to say that word in its entirety because, YouTube has harassed me about that particular subject. But he basically tried to insinuate that Kendrick was anti. And you know what community Drake is from. So that's how far he's went. Then this dude is just spazzing out. To me, it just need to be said. Drake, to me, is just having a mental breakdown. That song is just mentally broken Drake. It's broken him down. There should have been no lawsuits. There should have been no lawsuits involved. He should have just you didn't see Meek Mill sue Drake. At the end of the day, it was in the battle of hip hop. Nobody really believed that Drake was a petty. It was just you know, it was wordplay. It was wordplay. And you're taking out the essence of hip hop when you break down wordplay. Like most of these rappers don't even mean half of the stuff they say, but it's about putting a rhyme together and making it sound convincing, you know? So now all of a sudden we gonna put everybody's lyrics under a microscope. So now every time a rapper go into a rap battle, they're gonna be talking about I'm suing you. At the end of the day, this is the softest shit I've ever seen in my life. Drake looks so bad in this situation. He doesn't look manly. He looks very sensitive. I mean, he might as well put on a wig like Teofimo Lopez, because I don't know what the hell going on with Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is another dude that may be spazzing out because he doesn't have a fan base, and you know, he has to do all this stupid stuff because that's basically what it is to get attention. So now it's just getting to the point to where he's getting desperate now. But I'm not going to make no full-fledged video helping Teofimo out by giving him some advertisement time. Nah, not giving him no publicity. I'm good. I mean, he's not going to be the title of my video, but I may mention him while I'm talking about somebody else because that's what Teofimo wants. And nah, not giving him that type of airplay. But no, getting back to the music thing. At this point, how could anybody respect Drake as a man and an artist? And here's the thing about Drake. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. What is a question mark about Drake is that you chose to knock up and procreate with a porn star. I mean, that was kind of a red flag right there. It just goes to show you you don't make good life choices on who you decide to procreate with. We could at least say that. You know, we could at least say that for the bare minimum of going in on you. But I've just been disgusted with this whole thing with Drake because, listen, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this again. I've never been a big fan of Drake. I thought Drake was corny. I thought he was lame. I just thought, you know, I just thought that I didn't think he was authentic. And throughout the years, I saw that more and more where he was trying to find himself, trying to authenticate himself for trying to be so-called quote-unquote semi-street and all this kind of stuff. Like what Kendrick Lamar said, and not like us saying that he hung around dudes like 21 Savage, which is a question about 21 Savage street credibility. Keep in mind, this is the same dude that lied and said that his father was on crack and all this stuff, and then come to find out that his dad is a damn doctor. So, I don't know. But you have to say this about Drake, and people can argue and make excuses and talking about somebody's name being like, get out of here. So once again, and then nobody can try to put a spin on, okay, well, you insinuated that Kendrick Lamar's children didn't belong to him. You insinuated that Kendrick Lamar was a woman beater. Here's the thing, Kendrick Lamar, I looked, he hasn't been ever arrested for anything. But did you see him running to the courts? Oh, this could ruin my reputation, and you know, this could make people think that I'm hurting women and damage my reputation and cause me, you know, opportunity at performing at certain venues. Now, what if Kendrick had pulled that card? And if Kendrick had did that, I would be doing the same for him. Going at him, saying that was weak. One thing about battle rap, it's called battle rap. It's about who gonna prevail, who gonna come out on top. Basically, who comes with the best diss records. You know, a lot of people thought that Cannabis crossed the line a little bit in second round KO, where he basically mentioned LL Cool J's wife and kids, but he didn't say nothing like indirect about him. He didn't say that your wife is this and your kids are that. So some people felt that can have been violated. As you know, I look at that, 20 plus years later, I don't think so. I think that was in the boundaries. Kendrick Lamar was a woman beater. That's what I thought. One thing about me, you can't play those games with me. You can't sit up there and say, "Oh, come on, Tim," but he tried to insinuate that. Like, listen, I'm gonna say this again. At this point, until now, but the way Drake is behaving, he gonna make people start to question. Even though he did send a text message out at the time, Drake is like, what, 37 now? At the time, Drake did, allegedly he was texting, certain artists that was like 17 years old. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. That's one of them situations where that's a very sketchy situation, because in various states, the age of consent is primarily 17, where in California, the age of consent is like 18. I think it's one state, I think West Virginia, where the age of consent is like 16. So but at the same time, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. But then they have been I've done some research. There've been some questionable things with Mr. Aubrey Drake Graham. But we'll leave that alone, because I don't want him to name me in a suit. Because this dude is named content creators. This dude, like, for real, this dude is accused of record label of paying people money to do reactions and approve the reactions. And like, man, come on, dude. You had some content creators is like, what is this dude talking about? Why am I named in? Like, dude, Kai Kanad, and said, like, dude, what he's like, but he thought he was suing him. He's like, what? And this is why I know that Drake is just having a mental breakdown, and he's showing how weak he is to just let a song, like, just break him like that. I promise you, if people thought he had won the hip hop battle, they wouldn't have been no lawsuits. They wouldn't have been none of this stuff. At the end of the day, Drake's ego can't handle it, and his narcissism can't handle it. He can't handle it. And that's all this is coming down to. He just can't handle the fact that most people with common sense just thought he lost. He got destroyed, and he should have just went on and just say, hey, well, it was a good battle for hip hop. I'm moving on. Hey, I got new. I'm telling you right now. Had Drake just accepted his loss and just said, hey, he got me, whatever. That's hip hop. We did it for hip hop. At the end of the day, I'm moving on. I got new music coming out. I think people would have respected Drake. And I think, we wouldn't be where we are now, to where people are looking at Drake like, bro, you hella weak. You real weak for this. That's all he had to do. Is just accept. But then all this stuff about lawsuits and calling people anti, and like, man, get out of here, dude. Oh, he's questioning me. He's questioning me. He's questioning my lineage. He's questioning me as a black person. Like, bro, come on, man. If that get under your skin and that's bothering you, then obviously you did have a complex about that, or it may be some validity to it. But yeah, Drake just looked bad at this situation. Looks terrible. I think Drake need to, and I'm not even being funny. I really do think Drake need to seek counseling because he is obviously damaged. I mean, he is obviously damaged by what has transpired with the popularity of this song. He did not think this song was going to do what it did. I'm going to be honest with you. You make an argument that Kendrick bodied him with Meet the Grams. It was, but, you know. You literally can make an argument that that was it right there when he came with that. So, you know, just saying. But Not Like Us became, it became like an anthem. And Drake just, his arrogance just caught him by surprise because he didn't think this song was going to take off like it did. And that's just pretty much it. He should just move on from it. Take your L, dude. Yeah, Kendrick, like for real, Kendrick damaged him. And you see the stuff that Drake was doing. He was sitting up there. He was spazzing out. He was unfollowing people. When Kendrick did the pop-up concert, he was unfollowing people. He was, you know, falling apart then. In a few weeks, he really got, when I say hell, they may need to have some people around Drake, you know, leading up to the Super Bowl, because he might be on suicide watch. You never know. But anyway, you guys, appreciate you guys. I'm gonna come back with more. Got to get ready for the next stream, you know, talk about some boxing. So appreciate you guys.